Okay, now let's have a look at lights. As we've talked about before, you can adjust the environmental settings to change the overall light in your track, but there may be a few places that you want to add more light. Lights can be found in the Object menu under Tools, submenu Lights. The first thing we need to talk about is the two types of light, ambient and directional. Ambient light is emitted from the source in all directions. It does not cast shadows. Ambient lights include the hanging lights, LED strip, and point light. Let's spawn a point light and check out its properties. Lock to driving line we've seen before. So let's go to light settings. First, we see light enabled. This simply turns the light on and off. Light color allows you to change the color of the light. Draw range enabled allows you to set the view distance of the light. The lower the number, the closer you have to be to the light for it to be activated. A larger number means you will see the light from farther away, but keep in mind this could cause performance issues if you have too many lights with a high draw range number set. The light intensity slider changes the brightness of the light, and the light range decides how far the light can reach. A larger light range can also lead to track performance issues, so be careful. Now let's look at directional lights. These lights emit light in a specific direction, like a spotlight or street light, and they also cast shadows. Besides the ambient lights, all other lights in the editor are directional lights, including the bike's headlamp. The main difference between these lights is the shape of the light emitted, and some of these lights use shadow masks in different variations, like the spotlight. In the Properties menu for directional lights, there are a few extra options. First, we see options we are familiar with, but let's scroll down to light cutoff. This describes how wide the light emitted is. In lighting terms, this is referred to as the cone. The direction light comes out of the source, it starts at a small point and expands as it moves further away. This creates a cone of light. The angle of the cone determines how much the light spreads. Default is 90, meaning the angle of the cone is 90 degrees. As you lower this number, the cone gets skinnier and the area covered by the light gets smaller. Shadow type determines how the light casts shadows. Dynamic means it will realistically cast shadows on anything that moves in front of it. Static means it will only cast shadows of objects in front of the light when the track starts. Then anything that passes in front of the light during gameplay will not cast shadows. This type of shadow is easy for the game to process and can come in handy if you're having performance issues associated with lighting. The third option is disabled. It's basically casts no shadow at all.